Hi, my name is Masingita Masunga. I'm a media practitioner and I'm a Vodacom Foundation ambassador. In life, there are things that I used to say I am and I believe, and now that I'm growing and getting older, I don't believe in those things anymore. And I think that's one thing that COVID-19 has taught us as people, that you can never really define who you are or what. I talk about normal. People talk about normal. If there's anything, nothing is normal. And the situation now requires us to be something that we thought we would never be. So I am what the time and the situation requires me to be. Being a woman with a disability has just taught me to live a limitless life. But yes, it has made me to want to take care of myself and protect myself, but also help other people to live their best life. So safety becomes part of living your best life, because for you to live your best life, you know that you take care of yourself before you take care of other people, which is a challenge for many women. We are taught that, being selfless is self-sacrifice, and we put ourselves in danger because we're sacrificing ourselves both emotionally, physically, mentally, even environmental, because we're protecting other people. We want to be rescuers, and then we forget that no, we can't be rescuers until we take care of ourselves. We cannot take care of anyone. So that limitless spirit for me has taught me that I've got a responsibility to who Masingita is, because if I don't take care of me, I won't be able to take care of others or even the environment around me, which safety comes into play with that if I'm not safe, I cannot, and especially in a country that we live in, sometimes we tend to put ourselves in a harm's way because we try to be heroes, we try to be super women. We are not. We are limited and we need to be safe. Unfortunately for us, it would be great to be in this liberated country where you do anything that you want, but unfortunately the circumstances of our country, they don't allow us to do that. So the best thing you can do for you is to take care of yourself and always make sure that you are safe. It's not easy though, because sometimes your safety is not upon you, it's really upon others, because you may look out for yourself, but at the end of the day we interact with others, and to a certain extent it does impact on the outcome of certain things, the way other people behave. I'll give you an example. We are in the December holidays or festive seasons. The reality is most people will be taking safety measures, driving and all of that, but somebody's behavior may impact on them if the other person has not taken those safety measures or responsibility. So yes, we take care of ourselves, we take safety measures, but it doesn't always guarantee the results because we are interconnected as people. Here's the reality about being a woman with a disability or just a person with a disability. The violence that we are faced with, it's not only in relationships. I, for one, I've never been in an intimate relationship where I was abused, but I get abused daily by people because of my disability. The fact that I'm overlooked, the fact that I'm undermined, the fact that I don't have access to certain things, including opportunities, the fact that I'm humiliated, the fact that I'm demeaned, those things are violent. So by the time a woman gets into a violent or an abusive relationship, that is just another level. They've already gone through so many violent attitudes that even comes from women. Because, unfortunately in life, there's this hierarchy of existence to say, no, I'm better than this because, she's a woman, I'm a man, I'm better than her. Then the woman feels, because everybody else thinks they're better than that. The person with a disability, they're better than the person with a disability. And as a woman with a disability, you are at the bottom of that hierarchy. So the oppression, the whole pressure from the high person in the hierarchy, that pressure comes to you. So it's not even only about relationships in terms of intimate relationships, but relating with everyone else. But in terms of intimate relationship, one of the challenges that women with disabilities or people with disabilities face is sometimes there's this notion that your partner is doing you a favor. And sometimes it doesn't even come from the partner. It comes from society. Who wants to be involved in your relationship. So the abuse in a relationship that a person with a disability is in also comes from society, where your partner may be abused for having a relationship with a person with a disability, as if we cannot make up our own mind or we don't have the emotional or physical capacity to be in a relationship. I'll give you an example of the abuse. Most women with disabilities, especially those who have to go to public health care, when they're pregnant, and even when not only health care, the question is, how did you get pregnant? So the abuse, the sexual abuse is not necessarily from the partner, but for the attitude, because now you're questioning you are violating my sexual and reproductive rights. Even when they give birth, that's the question. What were you doing? What was a person like you doing? And you go like, I'm human, hello. And sex is one of those needs. Hence, I'm one of those people who say, I don't believe in this. Oh, you've got special needs. Hello, we are human. We have human needs. So the abuse comes in layers. It's layer upon layer. By the time, yes, some are faced with intimate partner relation abuse, they've already gone through so much abuse that at that time it's like, oh well, anyway, everybody does it. It's just part of life. So the support should come by creating an environment for women to live freely, not as aliens, because it would be then if they know that the environment outside an abusive relationship is accepting, it would be easier to get out. But if I have to get out from a frying pan to fire, I might as well stay in that frying pan. The common misconceptions that people have about people with disabilities. There are so many. It's like we are not human. We can't think. We don't have the emotions and the feelings like everybody has. I've just said the issue of sex, that we can't have sex like everybody else. It's like we're basically not human. I mean, we can't work. I think people think all of us get a disability grant. Yeah, there's just so many that the list is endless. You've got mental challenges. You are not mostly they'll even treat you like you are an emotional delinquent, emotional and mental delinquent. I always say it's interesting how people would patronize you and be condescending, and to add insult to the injury, they make it look like they're doing you a favor, not realizing that it's hard enough that you are patronizing me. You don't have to insult my intelligence. You know, I still go to a restaurant where I'm the one paying, but they will, or I'm sitting, they will speak to the person like you don't exist, you are invisible. I always say to women, particular, as a woman who is not lesbian, I will always say I don't like it when women that I don't know call me sweetheart, honey, dear. We're not familiar with each other. You don't know me. Don't call me that, because it has that, you know, the violence that women talk about when they say men harass us. It's got the same feeling as a man touching your bum when you don't want it. That's the feeling I get when somebody that I know call me, especially a woman, call me honey, sweetie, in a very patronizing, like I'm a 5-year-old who's supposed to be happy clappy, you know. So those are some of the things, and when you talk about it, you are seen like you are this angry being. But I have a right to express myself. No, you can't speak to me like that. And sometimes you need to remind people that you're not at a level to speak to me like that. If it was somebody in the same position that I am, somebody who's got of the same age as I am 42, you wouldn't speak to them like that. Why are you speaking to me like that? And for me, having a speech impediment makes it worse, because people talk to you like they're talking to a 5-year-old. And you're like, no, that's violence. And the misconception that really people need to get is that the discrimination and the exclusion and the stigma that is attached to people with disabilities, that's brutality and violence on its own. So as you say, other people are violent, check your own behavior, because sometimes we look at the wrong only when it's done to us. People will advocate for racism and sexism, but they are ableist themselves. They are tribalist themselves, but they want to call out the other people. And I'm saying, no, we need to deal with all these prejudice and these biases at the same time. You cannot choose one because it favors you. Even when it's done by you, it is wrong, it is violent, and it is brutal. So the misconception is when I do it to others, it's okay, but when it's done to me, it's not okay. What advice would I give to a person with a disability in an abusive relationship, like any other woman? It wouldn't be easy for me to tell women what to do, because sometimes it's easy to talk about situations that you are not in. You can only judge a situation and advise in a situation when you've got all the facts. And sometimes when you're not going through what a person is going through, it's easy to advise with your circumstances and situation in mind. Yes, the people need to take care of themselves, so whatever they do, they must ensure that they are safe and protected, because it might be easy for me to say, get out of that home, but am I going to give you shelter? What am I replacing whatever you're getting with? So I'm very careful when I advise people to say the best thing is at the point, find ways. I may not know what ways to protect yourself, because it's easier for me to make myself clever and say, no, do this, do that, do that. But sometimes I'm taking away something that is so vital, and I won't be able to replace it. So I'm not necessarily giving you a solution, but all I can say is, let's be wise. Let's try to find ways to protect ourselves. And it may be easier. It may not be easy. You may not know. Maybe it's making a phone call to a friend. But when you make it, are you safe to do it? Whatever you do, find ways to be safe about it and to do what would be best for you. Because sometimes we want to advise people on what will be best for us. Do what will be best for you at that moment.